Okay everyone, this is my first review, and this review is for the newly launched Pioneer 8690BT in-car entertainment system. It comes with a 7-inch touchscreen module and a whole host of technology and user interfaces. So we'll just get started on this. So let me just power the system on. So remember, this review is not just about the system, but also for everyone who's been having difficulty in using the Appradio function with these models. I can tell you up front that the Appradio works perfectly fine with the Galaxy S4 on this device. You don't need any extra hardware except for a few cables, and if you know exactly what cables you require, which of course I will tell you during the course of the video, then you don't really need to buy the Android kit provided by Pioneer, because it's extremely expensive. You can get the same work done if you get the cables yourself. So I will show you the connectivity and all of that. So just so you know, Appradio is just for you to mirror your phone into the audio system and control some of the functionalities of the phone right from the touchscreen of your audio system. Okay, so let's just power this thing on so that we can have a look at some of the features of this phone, of this audio system. Let's just get this on. Just got this on now, and we've got the music on here. Let me just get the volume down. Okay, now, so what's playing out of here, I'm assuming, is one of the USB ports. So yes, so if you see there, it's got a radio like every other system, a USB 1, and it's also got a USB 2, which is a powered USB, which we're going to be using for the app radio connection. Bluetooth audio is something very interesting, wherein you can connect your phone to the music system and of course play, not just receive and make calls out of it, but also at the same time you can play songs from your phone right through Bluetooth. Of course, it's got an SD card. Just so let me show you the SD card slot, because I'll not be able to show you the USB slots because they're in the rear. So here's where the SD card slot is. Right here is where I have the SD card, and let me just put this back. There we go. Okay, we're back again. Alright, what else do we have? We also got the aux in, which is also there, and the rear off, which is I'm not sure what it is. I haven't really been able to figure that out yet. You also have the option to one touch move into the phone menu, which of course is, there you are. So this is your phone menu. Once connected to a Bluetooth enabled phone, you'll be able to see the phone book and your recent calls, and you can also dial out numbers from there. If you've noticed that it's a full touch screen, so really no buttons around on both sides, and it's got some really touch buttons here. Not really touch, but there are some buttons there as well. Some of the buttons that you can see are the volume increasing, decreasing, the mute, the menu, the mode really, I'll tell you about the functionality of the mode in a minute. The next track and the previous track, and the eject button, which will remove the head unit, the panel for the head unit. And of course, one of the rare doubled-in systems which has got a detachable panel, which means that of course you have the safety from thefts, if any. Okay, so let's just go back into the main screen and to the settings. So what we have is an audio video source option, where you have mixed tracks as well. So mixed tracks, we'll talk about it a little later. Let's just go back ever scroll. We've got input output. In the input output really is where you set up your smartphone. So you can set it up to be either a so let's just set that up, so I'm not going to change that. So you can set it up to connect to an iPhone or any other Android phone for that matter. And you've got different connections. You've got an HDMI connection, you've got a Bluetooth and USB. So basically, for the app radio function to work, you will need the HDMI connection. Of course, you've got themes on the themes and all of that, so these are basically some extra stuff. You've got something called a splash screen there as well, and you can, you know, make it look all nice and flashy in the background and all of that. Then we've got the sound part, which is the most important part of this system, because it's got a fantastic sound output. It's got 13 band graphic equalizer, of course, with some presets, and you can have 2 custom user-defined presets as well. Let's just go back into the sound. You've got the mute level, you've got the source level adjuster as well, which basically means whichever is your source other than the system itself. We're using Bluetooth for that matter. You can adjust that. You've got a subwoofer control right there, and you have certain, so you've got the subwoofer settings here as well. You can you know, adjust the subwoofer based on how you like your music, and you also got your listening position, so really you can define in the car where you're sitting and what kind of sound should come to you. So that's pretty advanced. And of course the normal DVD setup, and you've got the Bluetooth setup, the auto connection, mode connection, and all that. Okay. You've also got something right up here which says the star, so you go into that and you can actually put in a star next to it, and when you go into that you find that there, which basically means that all your frequently used functions you can put it right here, so that you can quickly access to it instead of going into the elaborate main menu. Okay. Then, as I said, we also got something called the mix tracks mode. So if we go into the mix tracks mode, let's just fire up the mix tracks mode. What it does is it really mixes up all your songs. So if you've got 200 songs, it will mix them up all together, and it's quite an interesting bit. Just take some time up to get started. Just there you are. So here we are in mix tracks. So there you are. So let's just try and just change this around a bit. You can decide how much of the song needs to be played with this function right here, and if you see, it's not going to play the whole song. It will just move on to the next one, and that's the sound. I'm not too sure whether how it's gonna play up in there, but yeah. Okay. Got some funny songs in there. Okay, let's just try and change that. So you see, it just keeps changing the songs according to the mix, really. Okay. And now with no connection, so if you press on the mode, then basically it means that when you press this mode button here, it just turns off the display, and but it will keep playing. Bring that back up again. Okay. There you are. And let's just wait for the song to finish, or rather, for the system to mix it up a bit. So you can see the scroller right here. You see, it's not going to play the whole song. So this is the whole song, but it's only going to play that bit, because we've defined it here, that how much of the song we want to listen to, so that it's able to mix accordingly. So let's just hang on for a minute. And there you go. So it just changes automatically. Okay. So there you are. Some very boring songs being played in here. Just change some songs. There you are. There you go. And then of course, I'm not too sure whether the recording sounds would actually show, but let's just try. Okay. So we can change the source. Let's just exit the mix tracks mode, and it just brings you back to the original one. Let's just go into radio. We've got obviously the original, the FM, FM, AM, and all of that. Okay. So what we are also going to do is let's just hang on a minute. Let's just go ahead and connect our phone to it, which will be the the Bluetooth, which is the standard connection that you will be to go all to normally in the systems that we have in the car. All Bluetooth systems will be able to connect to that. So let's just connect it. I'm just getting connected here. So if you see, it shows here. Let me just bring that up for you. There you are. So it's connected here. It says AVH 8690BT connected into this Galaxy S4. Okay, right. So now if you want to make some calls, for example, we just have to press this here, and there you can get the phone book. You can scroll into the phone book and just put the volume down a bit. Okay, there you are. So you have this. You can scroll it. You can scroll, and there you are. So that's the phone book. It's a preset dial if you want anything. If you want to dial out from here, you can also dial. Let me just try and dial out the Airtel customer care number. There you go. And there it's dialing.
Namaste. Airtel 121
and if you don't want the sounds to come out of the speaker, you can immediately press private, and that takes the call back into the phone. And if you want to bring it back here, you can bring it back here. And if you want to disconnect it, you obviously want to disconnect it there. So that's how the function works. Now, if I want to play some songs from the phone, I have to go into Bluetooth audio, and now if you see this, it's playing from here. You see that? It's the same song. There you go. Okay, so you can change the song if you want to. So you can change the song, and you can actually play it right out of your phone. Okay, so let's just pause this. Let's just come out of this. Okay, so those were the functions which ideally works on the system. Now let's figure out the Appradio function of this phone. Okay, so obviously Bluetooth is already connected. Now what we have for the Appradio, what we need for the Appradio is, as I told you, that there is a USB slot 1 and a USB slot 2 in the system. So the one is, anyway, I'm using it for a normal pen drive to play music. The slot 2 is the one which is powered, and that is the one that needs to be used. And there's an HDMI port as well. So all of that is behind the system, so obviously I can't show that to you. Now what we've done is, how we've connected is, we've taken an HDMI cable and we've taken a USB to a micro USB cable, which is nothing but your normal data cable that you use for your smartphones. And here are the cables. They're right here. So if you see, this one here is this one here, if you can see it carefully, this one here is the adapter, the HDTV adapter. So we need an HDTV adapter right there. You can see that now is the HDTV adapter there, and the HDTV adapter connects to the HDMI cable and the micro USB connector. That's on one side right here. If you see that there, the HDMI cable is connected there, then the micro USB is connected here. Now the other end of the adapter, which is this free end, is going to connect to the phone. So let me pause the video for a minute while I just get that connected. Okay, alright, then we're back. So what we have here is, if you can see carefully, it's a little dark in here, so it's really dark. It's sad it's so dark. I wish I could make it a little bit more clearer. So what we have there is the Appradio mode. If you can see carefully, it's kind of, let me see if I can turn the, yes, there you go. So you'll be able to see that now. So if you see, this is the Appradio application on the Galaxy S4, and we are now turning on the Appradio mode on the phone, on the system, and you see now they're mirroring each other. So we've got these functions here, right here, and if you look at the phone, these are the same functions. So really I'm not touching the screen of the phone. If you can just look at the phone while I'm scrolling the screen on the music system, and it will work. Now if I want to play music out of the phone, then I can use the car media player right here, and it will be able to play the songs, and I can select whatever songs I want. And let's see, let's play that. There you go. So you see this is playing right here. You see that playing right there? If you look at the phone, it's the same song that's playing there as well. Right? There you go. It's the same song there. Okay, and then the same song playing right here. Okay? Just put the volume down. There you are. So it's playing the same song here and the same song right there on the phone. Okay, so now we're connected in the Appradio mode, and if you just want to just go back into the main screen of the Appradio, and yes, there we are. If you want to see maps, you can go into maps. There you are. It takes you to maps and it tells you where you are, your location and all of that. You want to see some photos on, there you are. Bring up the photos. There you are. There you are, your photographs. Okay, it's right there. These are all your photographs, and you can see it if you want to. So that's a photograph, and these are all happening from the phone. So if you look at the phone screen, it's the same screen at the moment. Okay, so that's the music system photo right there, and it's right here as well. Okay, there you are. Okay, now what you also have along with that is something very interesting. You've got the browser. Now what the browser does is, just turn the volume down. Now what the browser does for you is you will be able to connect to the internet. There you are. Okay, let's just change the input method because it should be in this particular keyboard that needs to be used, which is the car audio keyboard. There you are. And you will be able to delete, and let's search for Pioneer, and let's do a search. There you are. And if you want, you can get into Facebook as well. You go right into Facebook. There you are. Facebook and your email and whatever you want to do right here, it will work. Okay, so that was that. You obviously can also view your contacts. You can view all your contacts from right the screen, and if you want to make a call, you can make a call right from the screen itself. Okay, and this is what it is. Now if I want to go back to the main mode, let me just turn this music off for a minute. Let's just go back to the main mode. You just have to press mode, and that takes you into the Bluetooth. Of course there's no Bluetooth audio service simply because it's connected now as the Appradio. So we will go into USB 1, but at the same time what we can also do is we can mirror